All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? This is your man Bogy, and I'm with JFEW in the house. What up, JFEW?
Chilling, Captain Bogy. I'm excited for another episode of the crew.
That's it. We got GB in the house. What up, GB?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. How you guys doing over there?
All right, and we got a special guest for tonight. We got Manolo in the house. What up, Manolo?
How's it going, guys?
All right, so this is season 1 of episode number 10, and this one here we will be having 2 topics. The first one is going to be presented by Manolo, talking about movie expectations, and then our topic 2 is going to be a freestyle. So anything goes, and is no holds barred. So be prepared for that one. All right.
That's how he likes it, guys. No holds barred. So if you guys want to challenge Bogy in a backyard wrestling match, we can make it happen. Just call me.
Nah. Yeah, call him in his dreams.
On that offer.
Yeah, call JFEW in his dreams because you know that's what he has, a great mind for fantasy. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start off our first topic here, which is movie expectations. So Manolo, take it away, brother.
Well, so basically, we got into a conversation the other day, and Bogy basically said that my expectations were too high for Godzilla when he asked me on my opinion of it. So my response to that was, I grew up watching Godzilla, and I was very adamant about the movie, the way the storyline went down.
Very adamant.
And he says I was being too hard on it. So how do you guys feel about certain movies and being, your expectations of it? And are you being like too harsh, or do you over criticize any topics or any movies?
Well, I think it depends on the movie. For like Godzilla and Kong, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was fun, but what are you gonna expect to watch a movie about giant monsters fighting each other? It's not really a story for the people, It's just to throw it in there between the fights, really. I mean, what Godzilla movie was actually like a 5 out of 5,
Yeah, it was.
Well,
good.
I mean, it was. Are we talking about the Godzilla versus King Kong movie?
Yeah.
Or movie expectations in general.
I mean, it could be anything in general. I mean, maybe another movie that came out and, you went to go see it and you had higher expectations of it or whatnot.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, the first 25 minutes, Tom and Jerry was great. I love Tom and Jerry.
I didn't like it that much. You
didn't like it?
To watch one time, that's it.
Yeah. I didn't even finish it, so let's just say like that. I was like, nah. The acting just started getting a little corny, and like the premise was like, what's the point? It's actually just made for little kids to watch the stuff, I mean, if they did it without the humans and they just did everything with Tom and Jerry doing this stuff, probably would have been better. That's
honestly, when I watched it, it reminded me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and
I think it was the feel they were for.
And I liked it. There was another movie I think in the '90s. It was called Cool World.
Yeah,
that's it. So I don't know. It was fun.
All right.
That's what do you call it? What's that movie? NBA Jam 2 is gonna be like more like Roger Rabbit. It's gonna have a real story though.
All right, so let's refocus this because this is about movie expectations in general. So I'll share for myself, and I expressed this to Manolo, and I think I might have mentioned this to JFEW in past years. But me as a movie goer, I mean, I enjoy movies just like all the guys here. I really enjoy movies, especially if it's a great movie. Now, there's a lot of movies that, of course, have high expectations, and when you go to it, you expect a lot. Me personally, I take movies with a grain of salt. Depends on what it is, how it's presented, who's in it. I keep it very basic, man. I mean, I don't go over critic on movies and then just put him down. Especially because I mentioned to him, Manolo, that like SpiderMan. I'm a huge SpiderMan fan. So when that first movie came out with Tobey Maguire, I mean, overall, I mean, it was definitely a sensation. It was definitely a blockbuster. But one of the things that didn't translate from the comic book to the movie was he's shooting webs from his wrist. I mean, when I saw that, I was just very uncomfortable. But you know what? I had to put that aside, and I was just appreciative that Spider-Man was being brought on the live screen with mega bucks behind it, and everything else was great. So so my expectation was that it was going to be the real Spider-Man, but I mean it didn't translate over from the comic books to the movie screen. So I mean I usually go with low expectations on movies and enjoy them for what they are. That's all.
All right, but
Everything else
about that movie was great. I mean, you're complaining about his little wrists.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
It's
the
That
thing.
that shouldn't have happened.
Detail.
You're-
Like
you're
my
a-
complaint, like the way this all started was my complaint was that the entire storyline of Godzilla versus Kong to me was like there was no story, no consistency through it. The CGI was great. The
I
fight
loved
scenes
it.
were amazing.
But like I
But
said,
like,
for a movie with two
I wanted
monsters
the
fighting each
story.
other, they just throw people in there just to like fill in stuff, They were
were-
just an afterthought compared to what they were, I
Right,
like the
and
premise with
that
with Kong though. I like the premise with Kong, but the rest was like, what the heck? But
I think
I
I
enjoyed
think
it.
those first 45 minutes were pretty boring. There was a lot of talking, and I was waiting for the Godzilla and King Kong action. I don't know if you guys used to watch the movies back in the day, but that's all it was.
Yeah.
I was fine with the first 45 minutes.
Well, that's because you were at the China buffet, and you were still chowing down.
So I just keep it very simple, man. I mean I don't go crazy. And you know something that I've noticed, Rotten Tomatoes, their critics, they're paid professional critics that give out these numbers that are supposed to give an understanding of what a movie's going to be. A lot of times that they're very wrong, man. And here's one rule of thumb I have, and I don't know if you guys do this, but because a person tells me, yo, that movie sucked, man, don't even watch it. I watch it myself, and usually 9 out of 10 times, I enjoyed it. So, critics, chupe.
Yeah, some people overanalyze movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, sometimes you just gotta sit down and just watch it. Like, there's some movies that are just like dumb comedies. You sit down and laugh. You laugh, go for it. I mean, I was watching a movie. It looks kind of like almost like a kid cartoon. Was the Mitchells versus the Machines. Let me tell you, man, I never laughed so hard in my life watching a cartoon like that. I was like, wow, this is like a hidden gem. It was a lot of fun, and it's like you wouldn't even expect it. Like, oh, this is actually a great movie. It's funny. It's great, and it was. You gotta watch it.
And to jump on what GB's saying, I also watched a movie that everybody said sucked, and it was amazing. The Ghostbusters 2016 movie. That was a fantastic film.
I have issues with that.
There you go.
Not because it's Ghostbusters. I tell you, not because it's Ghostbusters. Because
Why?
I think it strikes a nerve. It depends on the movie.
No, you know what it is? They could have
Yeah.
done better, bro. They could have done better. I don't know who wrote the jokes, who did some of the stuff, and it was just like, it was pointless. Oh, look, a queef. Like, come on, really? These are a bunch of kids gonna be watching this. I did like the fact that they were upgrading their packs, but some of the stuff was like pointless. Like, you could have done better. What's the whole point of joking about 5 times in the movie about wonton soup? Like, I mean, come on. What's
You
the
went
point?
in with high expectations.
Yeah, I went in.
Yeah,
I went in with like, hey, I'll watch the movie if it's fine. And I found out that, there were some parts that it was pretty good, but then it's like, they a lot of misses, man. A lot of stuff they could have done better. It's just that and the costume was like, that's a jumpsuit that a leaf blower uses. They could have done better. They just didn't try.
You're a
Manolo.
harsh critic. You're a harsh
No, Manolo.
No, that's a real thing.
Manolo, I need to let you know first before GB continues and he burst a vein or something from his head. GB is a huge Ghostbusters fan, so that's why you're hearing this perspective from it.
But the thing has nothing to do with Ghostbusters.
High expectations because I know he loves Ghostbusters.
Oh, I didn't go
That's
in with
why.
high expectations. I said, oh, let me try it out. Let me see how it is. But it's like it felt like a cash grab. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really try. Like, literally, the jokes were horrible. Oh, can I be a Ghostbuster? Oh, look, the big tits on the ghosts on the ghost logo. Oh, where are my glasses? Oh, they're in my hand. Oh, I'm like, oh, he goes, yo, big loud sound. He covers his eyes because it's loud. I'm like, who is mentally that messed up? You know, they made him look stupid. It's like,
wow. GB, tell him, man. Tell him.
The thing is, it has nothing to do with Ghostbusters. It's talking about like a movie. I'm not even talking about the Ghostbusters stuff. The Ghostbusters stuff was fine, you know, whatever. It was fun. That part when they were in the parade and at the end of the movie looked awesome. That looked awesome. But like the jokes were like they could have done better. Like literally, if they let the women,
they tried too hard.
If they let the women who were in the movie write the movie, they would have made a better job. Of the movie. Used to call it.
We opened up a can of worms.
No. I'm being honest.
No, Bogy.
But listen.
I'm letting him.
They called it, and they used to call it Bridesmaids with Proton Packs, but Bridesmaids was actually funny. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like they could have done better. And like this, if you watch the full thing, there's like 3 dance numbers in the whole movie. Why? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. For a Ghostbusters movie, they could have just done better. They could have.
So I think here it depends. I think here it depends on.
It depends on the movie, the genre.
On the movie and the involvement that you have on the subject of it. So like for me, I haven't seen the Ghostbusters one, but I've heard overall that it definitely was not a good movie, and especially if you're going to compare it to the original and the Ghostbusters and everything that the noise that the first one original made, this one fell very short. So that's what I've heard overall from this movie.
Yeah. Honestly, you don't even have to compare it to a Ghostbuster movie. Just as a movie itself, it could have done better. Like I still want to watch that. Try it out. The movie on Netflix, Thunder Force, that has Jenny, what's her name? Melissa McCarthy. I forget the other person's name. The superheroes. Some people said it was not funny, but let me see. I gotta watch it. Let me see if it's actually, if it's corny or if it's funny.
I think they should just cancel that out and delete it from the universe and just make an all-out Ghostbusters porno.
They have 2 of those already.
I agree.
Yeah.
They have two porno movies of Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Instead of who are you gonna call, who's gonna come?
Hey, that's good. That's pretty
Where
good.
Where you gonna come?
That's pretty good.
But go ahead.
So
go ahead.
And I just wanted to share real quick the Godzilla versus King Kong on Rotten Tomatoes. So the the tomato meter gave it 75%. Now the audience score, so I'm glad that they put both scores, so I'll give him kudos for that. The audience score was 91%. So that's real. See, that's more real than that.
It was entertaining.
Huh?
The fight scenes were, because it was entertaining. The fight scenes were good. The CGI
yeah, exactly.
was on point.
So critics, you know what? They suck, man. I don't listen to critics or people that say that it sucked.
It would have gone up to like 99% had they added a Megazord in that fight.
They did. Kind of.
The Red Ranger came in and saved the day.
There you go.
So, all right. I mean, yeah. So in general, I mean, I think I've stated my opinion on it. I keep it very simple, and I just appreciate most movies for what they are. And I think I even told this to Manolo. If a movie sucks, it really has to suck for me to say, "Wow, what a waste of time." But other than that, even before I play a movie, I mean, I kind of know what I'm getting into, and I just, I just soak it in, enjoy it, the special effects, all that good stuff is good to go. Like, oh, here's a movie, The Last Airbender, huge budget. That one had huge expectations, talking about expectations, and it did really poorly. I watched it, and I don't know, I guess maybe it went over my head, but I enjoyed the karate, I enjoyed a bit of the story, I enjoyed some of the special effects. I was okay with it.
There's 3 things with that movie that happened. One, they literally took the whole... No, I'm going to explain why. They
Yeah.
literally took the whole season and jammed it in an hour and a half, which threw a lot of story plots off and all that stuff. It looked great. Don't get me wrong. Second thing though, when they did the water bending and stuff, they were moving like little bits of water. In the show, it's like a lot and this and that. It looked really amazing. But they like, you know, the budget they had, they gave you, oh look, a couple of waters flying in the air. You know, it's like they could have done more. And the other thing is that a lot of the ethnicities didn't match what was on the show in the show. You know, you had even the relationships. They look like they just threw anybody together. Oh, I like this guy. Let me just throw him in there. That's the only thing. But I actually enjoyed the movie. But those are the main three things. Oh, and before I let you go, before I say something, let me not forget. So the Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah.
The first Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 74. The critics.
Wow.
The audience gave it a 49.
Oh wow.
So,
No.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
Letting you know.
I haven't seen it, but I agree.
Speaking of TV shows, because I know we were talking a little bit a while ago about Mortal Kombat on the pre-show. I like the movie. After I watched the movie and I sat down and me and wifey were talking about it, I was telling her, man, I said these characters they have great personalities, and it feels like that could have been the start of a TV show, like a 2-part pilot episode almost.
Could have been a series.
Yeah, because I feel like, man, those characters, they'd be great to see again, you know, like I know they left it open for another movie, but they were really cool.
More movies.
Yeah,
I agree. It would be an awesome show.
it would be an awesome show. I would definitely watch it.
They could expand more on it and have more characters and more story. That's a movie that shouldn't be the show.
Honestly, I think for the most part, I like shows better because I feel like it gives them more time to actually like explain the story. Where, like you said, the Airbender, they crammed an entire season to an hour and a half. And I think shows for certain topics and certain, you know, characters and stuff do so much better.
Yeah, like the CREW Afterhours.
That's it.
That's how come I'm liking the new Star Wars. The way they're going is they're doing a lot of shows. Like I'm watching The Bad Batch, and that's really good. And it's not like, oh, let's just throw it out together in 2 hours. No, let's give you progression, getting to know the characters, seeing new things. Even in The Mandalorian, you go in there and you're seeing a whole bunch of, different places you've never seen, and all these other characters, and all these plot twists, and all these other things. It's like awesome, you know. I prefer than having to just cram everything in a movie. So I think to me that Star Wars should stay as a TV show and expand that way instead of just throwing out a movie. Unless it has to be a small story that they can jam in and put in the theaters, you know? Because they have such a huge, galaxy they can go with, and it's like crazy.
Oh yeah.
They have potential.
A lot of story.
Mandalorian's been great so far.
Yeah, that's definitely good stuff. All right, so I'm looking up here. Mortal Kombat on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics gave it 54%. Man, okay. Are you seeing what I'm sticking up here? And the audience gave it 86%. I agree with the audience. You see?
Yeah.
What the hell the critics know, man? The critics should be fired, mother. All right.
As I was saying with the movie, they showed fake. That's the one thing that they did that they didn't do with the other movies, is that they showed fatalities, which is great. They actually did some research on characters in the games and everything. They even did the fatalities that were known in the shows, and in the games. I mean, and it's just like it was done so well with the material. Yeah, maybe a little bit of the story, they changed it up a little bit of the acting or what they did was what was there, but overall it was a fun movie to watch, and I can't wait for sequels or the sequels and see what's going to happen and see more characters.
Okay, I'm going to bring up another one here. You guys remember the comedy called Jack and Jill? Came out in 2011 with Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler, yeah, I haven't seen it though.
And at the end, Al Pacino came out and all that. So Rotten Tomato gave it 3%. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Damn.
And the audience gave it 36%. You know what I would give it? I watched it. I like Adam Sandler. I like Al Pacino. Come on, one of the biggest stars of all time. I give it a 75%. It was funny. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So I disagree with the audience on this one. 36%? Nah. Sorry. See, that's how simple I keep my movie watching experience.
That's why
It's
you
fun
would
to
never.
watch, it's fun to watch.
That's why you wouldn't make it on the Millionaire Show, because you wouldn't agree with the audience.
That's it, and that's why I would stand out, mother. So
Well,
and
right
here-
now on the Millionaire Show, there's no audience.
Well, not now.
Oh yeah, no audience at all. All right, so you guys know what that bell means. We are at the 20-minute mark. So here we are gonna be wrapping it up in the next few minutes. So actually, I do have one more here to share with you guys. Actually, you know what? This one is gonna be interesting. I got two more. So Ghostbusters 2, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 53%. What the? And the audience gave it 61%. What
that's
the?
okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
I give it a
You know
good
what?
85%, man. Come on.
I
Ghostbusters
enjoyed,
2,
of course,
come on, let's
I
go.
enjoyed it since I was a kid. But you know what it is that they did? Because I know that I heard that Bill Murray didn't like the way they changed the script because it was really good in the beginning. I mean, there's been jokes about it, even on Big Bang Theory. They go, "Oh, the script to Ghostbusters 2. Oh, it's the one for the movies, not the original." He goes, throw it out. They wanted the original. But they try to do a lot to make it look like the real Ghostbusters. You know, Winston didn't have a mustache. They had Slimer. Janine had the same type of glasses and the hair as the cartoon. You know, stuff like that. So they were changing it up. They did stuff like that. They had to change it. So, you know, a lot of people didn't like some of the changes. But I still enjoyed the movie. I mean, it was fun. It was them. It was great. It wasn't corny, you know. So
I also enjoyed it, and it was a great movie. But I guess, you know, with any part two, there's a lot of expectations to live up to when it compares to. They're always going to be compared to the first one.
Yeah.
No matter what.
the only movie I know that every sequel is better than the first is John Wick.
Oh, that's kick ass, man. So here's the last one I'm gonna share.
I can agree with that.
The John Wick, John Wick. That thing is off the chain, man. So let's see. All right, got back. Got one more. All right, so here's my last one. This one is one of my favorites of all time, and you know what? I guess I can see why it's my favorite of all time. So the Back to the Future trilogy, kick freaking ass. Now the first one, the Back to the Future, came out in 1985. Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it, surprise, 96%. The audience kind of sucked at this one, gave it 94%. Bogy gives it a whole 100%. That's a real critic right there. That's it.
Enough said.
So Manolo, just to get last word from you, what do you think has been the biggest disappointment for you in any movie that you've seen, in the last 10, 20 years, like the one that
that's
really...
That's easy.
Okay.
That's easy. Biggest letdown of all time was Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, that was crap.
I was a little kid when I went to see that, man.
Okay.
They watched that movie and it was corny, man. That was corny, man.
Dragon Ball is still my favorite anime of all time, and that movie was such a letdown.
I mean, some of the costumes were good, but besides that, it was just like, where's this movie going to? Like, what's going on?
I can't think of anything I liked for the movie. I didn't like who they played, who they picked as the characters. I didn't like the story. It was inaccurate. It was terrible.
Very inaccurate.
All right, and that one is called Dragon Ball Z movie?
No, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, okay. Let me take a look here and see if I can pull that up.
Pulling it up too, man.
I'd be surprised if they give it 20%.
I got it. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 15%.
Wow.
And the audience actually gave it a 20%.
Okay, so Manolo, you were pretty correct on that one. So yeah.
All right. There's one movie that disappointed me because it was like, what the heck is going on with this movie? And at the end, it was like, what's up with the credits? It's showing action that we could have been watching the whole movie. It's called Skyline. And I tried to watch the third version of that movie, the second sequel, and it was even worse. Basically, you know that blue light that comes out. Everybody looks at it, they're scared of it, and then they get pulled up into the sky. So all that's happening. It's like a thriller. At the end of the movie, somehow the alien grabs a brain, puts it inside of him, and all of a sudden, the guy that the brain took out is controlling the alien. And you see like action, fighting, and everything. What happened? Why didn't they show this in the movie? Actually, let me look at what people are saying about that one, Skyline.
Oh, damn. I think GB had a stock in it because he got passionate about that one.
GB was passionate the whole time.
He was an executive producer on that one.
Yo, tomato meter is 16%. Audience is 18%.
Well, that says it. That says it all. When the Rotten Tomato and the audience are close in numbers, I mean that's that says it all. But yeah, those supposed professional critics. You know what? You can take this right here, okay? This finger right there. Can you see that finger?
Yeah.
Hey.
What? I'm just saying number one. We're number one. This is number one show. All right, so I think we've ended this topic here. So Manolo, thank you so much for bringing something new here to the show. Great topic, talking about movie expectations. Yeah, for sure, man. I think definitely we can all agree. We can all agree that we all have different expectations. Some of us a little hardcore than others, and I guess it also depends on the movie. We're gonna have those expectations that we're gonna get.
I think it depends on the movie's influence on your life, or if you grew up watching it or whatever. That's what it is.
That's a great point. That's a great point right there. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and end this topic number 1 of movie expectations presented by Manolo. So we got here JFEW in the house. All right, JFEW.
All right.
We got GB in the house. All right, GB. And our special guest, thanks again, Manolo, for being on and bringing us that topic of Manolo in the house.
It's been great being here. Thank you, guys.
All right, so you guys stay tuned for topic number 2. This is your man Bogy saying, enough said.